Okay, so this is the process that you would use to review a student paper using Screencastify. The first thing I do is bring the paper up from my teacher dashboard, which is a nice thing that my school uses. Real fortunate because otherwise students have to turn their papers in through Google Forms, which is kind of easy, but eventually you get a lot of spreadsheets and it's kind of hard to get control over that. Anyway, I told Lavinia I might be taking a look at her paper tonight, so I'm going to bring that out. So I open up the document, and after I open up the document, I usually like to scan it so I get an idea of what I want to write, what I want to give her feedback on. Occasionally, I'll use a rubric because it keeps me focused. Especially with my younger writers, I'll do that. When it comes to an AP holistic essay, though, I like to tell them what their score is and give them the general reasons for their score. In many cases, that you can't really, a rubric is not terrifically useful in those cases. It also sometimes will limit what I can say about a paper. In this particular one, what I noticed after reading it over, the paragraph that really caught my attention was this third paragraph. So let me just show you how I start the review of the paper. I press on my Screencastify extension here, and I start recording. It asks me if I want to do the entire screen or just this. If I might want to use a couple of tabs, I'll want to use the entire screen, so I do that as a default. At this point, I'm recording, and I can tell because I've got that little red dot there telling me that I'm recording. Anyway, I say my general comments to her. As I'm reading over it, I tell her what I got out of it holistically. If I want to bring specific things to her attention, as I had mentioned, I wanted to bring to her attention this expression here. She talks about using diction. Well, as we brought up in class many times, Lavinia, everybody uses diction. That's what word choice is. So why not have it be Philip's diction? Now, correcting a student's paper, correcting it right in front of them, I think is quite different than putting marks all over their paper. So if I were to, I would be talking to Lavinia and telling her, here's a better way to put it. Sometimes I'll just say it, and oftentimes I'll actually write it in there so they can see that change and see the difference that it makes. I might even tell her to throw an adjective in front of it. How about hyperbolic? I don't know, there's a lot of different ones. The nice thing for her is that she can just go right back on the revision history. If she wants to change anything that I put in there, I don't do a whole lot of writing all over their papers, but it's nice to be able to make corrections that quickly and explain the correction while you're making it instead of just throwing a mark on the paper. I can also bring up how it shows up a lot of different ways. And again, rather than having to make marks all over the paper, I can say, it looks like you have the same issue here, and then the same issue here regarding kind of redundancy. We could just say by selecting his words. So take a look at all the uses of all your references to diction and see if you can express them in a more precise manner. Is what I would say to her. Anyway, so I finish going over the essay. I might say a grade, I might not say a grade. This is all depending on what your own, preferred method of assessment and feedback is about. But technically what I would do at this point is I would stop my recording, and here's kind of a cool thing that happens. Whoops, there you go. So I stop the recording and immediately takes me to a new screen where clearly I'm talking. There we go. It takes me to a new screen. I'm going to label this screen. If you'll notice in the upper right hand corner, it tells me that it's uploading. I'm going to call this Lavinia. Now this is one little glitch that occasionally that thing doesn't work. Like I'll put a name on there and it'll forget the name and I'll have to go back later, but I'll show you it's kind of easy to fix that. What I like to do is all my Phillips papers, because all the people wrote about Phillips, and this is Lavinia's version of it. And this way it's a little easier to find in the filing system. And it's already put this in my Control C. So what I can do now is I just take this and I go back to her essay, and a couple of different things I can do. I can put it, some teachers will put that link right there for them and turn it into a link. What is it, link? And bam, that's a link to it. What I actually like to do is to go to email collaborators because it's a little easier. It gives her notice that I've looked at it, and I just put the link in there. If she clicks on this, what she's going to find, assuming it's uploaded, yep, it's already up. Nope, it's not yet processed. What she normally will get is it'll take her to this page, and then she'll get to watch.
Because I've got that little red dot
to me talk
there telling me that I'm recording.
So that's how you do it.